What is good, everyone? Welcome to the PWD channel where we discuss professional wrestling. In today's video, I'm covering the June 23rd, 2023 episode of not Monday Night Raw. That is the wrong show. We are covering the Friday Night SmackDown, June 23rd, 2023 episode. And yeah, honestly, it was a pretty fine episode. There were a lot of parts where I was kind of just bored, but let me get into it. Let me get into the main talking point of this whole show, which was the Usos jumping Solo Sikoa at the end of the show. My cat was just sitting on the chair, so she just left, and now I have the chair to myself, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so yeah, the Usos came out. They kicked the show off. The Usos were the first people to come out. They kicked the show off. They cut a promo. It was a really good promo. You should check it out if you haven't already. But basically, the gist of the promo is, we still love you, like talking to their brothers. We still love you. Roman Reigns, you disrespected us, and if you disrespect one twin, you're disrespecting both of us. We're gonna get you, basically. Solo Sikoa, screw you, basically. And Paul Heyman, you're the biggest snake out of all of them. Out of everyone here, you are absolutely the biggest snake of them all. And then they're like, you know what? At Money in the Bank, the bloodline is going to go to Civil War. The Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, 2v2 tag team match. It is going to be a civil war within our family. And at Money in the Bank, you are coming face to face to the greatest tag team of all time. And then they mention the names. They're like, Solo, Roman, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Honestly, I can't do how great this promo was any justice. It was a really great promo. It was really hyped up. It was one of the promos that you remember from the old Usos, pre-Bloodline Usos. You know, those hot, fiery, babyface Usos. They were just hyped as hell all the time. And honestly, were one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Probably are now the greatest tag team of all time, if I'm being completely honest. But still, they were that fiery Uso tag team that we all know and love. Completely babyface the whole thing. The crowd was so behind them. Everyone was behind them. It just felt like 2018 Usos, like just that amazing era of the Usos when they were just the best tag team on the roster. Back when it was either between them or the New Day, it felt like that version of the Usos that we all know and love. It felt incredible to get their old selves back, and I loved it. I loved it a lot. And just hearing "Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary" again, and this time talking about their own cousins and family members, Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns, I was just like, yeah, I am so hyped for this match. I cannot wait for Money in the Bank in London. I cannot wait to see this 2v2. Honestly, no clue who's going to win, but regardless, I'm still very excited. This should be a really, really fun show to watch. And so that's how the show kicked off. We ended up getting that promo. Then we went into the main event, which was Solo Sikoa and Sheamus. The reason these two were fighting was because earlier on in the show, backstage, Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa arrived at the arena. Ridge Holland was walking backstage, accidentally got in Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman's way, and Solo Sikoa stared down Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland obviously didn't care. He's like, what are you looking at, basically? And Solo spiked the living hell out of Ridge Holland. That pissed off Sheamus. Sheamus went down to the ring and said, we need to have a match tonight. This match did happen. It was the main event. Pretty good match. It was really hard hitting. Just a really entertaining match overall. Honestly, the ending kind of sucked though. So Sheamus was out on the barricade, and Solo Sikoa did this, the spot that they usually do on the barricade when Solo Sikoa, he bumps your hip into the face and crashes through the barricade. The little barricade crash spot that WWE tends to do quite often, usually with Braun Strowman, but this time it was just Solo Sikoa onto Sheamus, and because of that, the referee decided that Sheamus was knocked out cold and could no longer complete in the match, and called for a count, or not a count out, but called for a not a no contest, a TKO probably. I'm not sure. I don't know who she decided as the winner. Actually, I don't really remember who the winner of this match was, although I'm pretty sure it was I'm like 99% sure it was Solo Sikoa. They never announced why Solo Sikoa won, but again, it was probably like a TKO or just a knockout in general, because yeah, Sheamus could no longer compete in the match, and they had to end the match there. Crowd did not like it at all. Sitting at home, I wasn't a fan of it either. I kind of didn't know where this match was going to go. I was like, are they going to have Sheamus win? Are they going to have Solo Sikoa win clean? Or are they just going to have Paul Heyman cheat for Solo Sikoa to win? What's going to happen here? I kind of had a feeling that this was going to end with like some tomfoolery, I guess you could say, as goofy as that word is. But like, yeah, and predictably so, it did, unfortunately. Not the greatest ending to the match. Kind of disappointing. Fans didn't like it. After that, though, the medical staff, like the EMTs and stuff like that, came down to save Sheamus or just check up on him. Solo Sikoa started beating them up, and he was about to go back and start attacking Sheamus again while Sheamus is still knocked out, but the Usos ended up coming out for the save, beat the living crap out of Solo Sikoa, ended up hitting double super kicks like multiple times, and then ended up splashing the Solo Sikoa, which was just awesome. It was really, really crazy to see. I'm so happy to see babyface, fiery versions of the Usos back. I miss these guys. I miss them so much. I'm so glad they're out of Roman's shadow now. Now all they need to do is win the match at Money in the Bank. I cannot wait to see what happens. But yeah, outside of that, like, that was a really cool segment. I enjoyed that. Outside of that, this show was kind of boring. I can't lie. It was kind of boring. We had LA Knight versus Rey Mysterio, which unfortunately was a little bit boring. LA Knight ended up winning. They're trying to make LA Knight really seem like the bad guy, and for me personally, it's just not working. The crowd is cheering them. They had LA Knight try to rip off Rey Mysterio's mask after he defeated Rey Mysterio, and it's just like, I don't know if he should turn a good guy. He should probably stay a tweener, but he's definitely not being portrayed properly as the bad guy. Like, the crowd is just so behind him. They just want to see him win the Money in the Bank, honestly. So there was that. We had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler won. Raquel Rodriguez came out afterwards. We did see Liv Morgan return though. Well, Raquel was already at the ring, but Ronda asked, like, basically, why are you here? Raquel said, we're here, blah, blah, blah. I'm so happy to see Liv Morgan back, but I couldn't care less about Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, unfortunately. As a separate entity, I do sort of enjoy both of them, especially Shayna Baszler, especially back in NXT, but as a tag team, I literally couldn't be asked to care about them at all, so it's whatever. Charlotte defeated Lacey Evans. Asuka attacked her afterwards. Bianca's officially banned from ringside at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which I thought was dumb. This match should probably be a triple threat. I'm not sure why they're not doing a triple threat at Money in the Bank, but it is what it is. Just as a whole, the show was a little bit boring. It lacked. I wasn't that interested in it that much as I should have been at least, and it was just a fine show. We had good stuff from the Usos and Solo Sikoa, but without Paul Heyman, the story's not as good as it, or not Paul Heyman. Without Roman Reigns, the story's not as good as it usually is, and just as a whole, it was fine. It was perfectly fine. The show as a whole, I sound really down on it. It wasn't horrendous. It wasn't bad by any means. It was just, again, it was just a bit boring. I'd probably rate this show a solid, oh man, like a 2.8 out of a 3 out of 5. A 3 out of 5 is fine. It wasn't bad by any means. A 2.9 out of 5. We'll go to, there we go, a 2.9 out of 5, because I feel like it doesn't deserve a 3. But again, it wasn't bad. It was just a little bit boring. I was sitting there like, this is kind of not for me right now. But yeah, that's the end of this review. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this show. What did you think about it? And what do you think about the Usos attacking Solo Sikoa? I really enjoyed seeing the tables being turned on the Bloodline, or the remaining Bloodline members, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this review there, guys. Let me know if you did enjoy it in the comments down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel down below if you haven't already. We make wrestling content like this weekly. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'll be back on Monday night, or with my Monday Night Raw review. Catch you guys then. Love you all.